Hello and welcome to the Last Rupee podcast, where we talk about Game Switch and anything else gaming. I am your host, Battle Forever, and I'm here with most of the Twitch fam today. And today we're going to be interviewing Mathis. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I was gonna say, is it my turn now?
Yes, it's your turn.
My name's Morthus, otherwise more commonly known as Lewis. That's me. I play games on the internet. That's what I do.
That's what I do. So,
Yeah.
where did you get that name, though?
Okay, so it's real dumb. So I know Harvey probably already talked about Star Wars, maybe in his podcast. I didn't listen to all of it, but the Old Republic. The Old Republic, the MMO game. I was playing with one of my friends in college, and I wanted something that sounded Star Wars related, and I really like Darth Maul. I mean, who doesn't like Darth Maul?
That's true.
So I was like, Maul, and then I put I found something else to put on the end of it, and that was it. That's Morthus. That's
cool.
where it came from. And that's what I named my Sith Inquisitor, who was also a Zabrak, so he also looked like Darth Maul.
So you're Darth Mathis, is that?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
I like it.
No,
I know, it's right.
It's dumb as fuck. It's so stupid.
No,
I like
it's
it.
not dumb. I don't know why would you think that?
Because, well, I mean, it would have been cool if it was like named for something, right? But it's not. It's just a name that I just came up with.
But clearly,
But the good thing about it is it is never taken in any game. So I'm very lucky to have like a bunch of MMOs and like games where you have unique names where I have my full title.
but think about it,
Which,
though, it's
you know.
uniquely yours. So like no one
Yeah,
else has.
exactly.
So I want to wear a hat one day. This is Darth Mathis on top of it, or a
Ooh.
shirt, or like a sweater. I think that would be really cool.
Because like on Twitch they do. I don't think capitalization matters when it comes to names. So where I wanted to have just like Morthus be my handle for Twitch, I couldn't because there was some kid out there who had capital M A U capital T H I S. So that meant that I couldn't have my unique handle because somebody out there decided that they wanted their Twitch handle to be Mal this, and I don't know why they did this,
So
but it makes me sad.
Just send them an hate email later. It's like, listen, we gotta
Yeah.
talk. You gotta change that name of yours. I was here
So
first.
I had to stick some numbers on the end of it. And that's where we are now.
That's awesome. I'm always so curious how like people come up with their names. That's a great story, though. We need to start making a list for you now. Also
What,
known
for-
as
Oh, okay.
our Harvey list is getting pretty long.
The hobby list is very, very long.
I know.
I don't know how they managed to get so many names.
It gets.
It's not even his real name.
It's not, but it gets better every day.
You know, I honestly thought it was actually his name.
I mean,
So
so
did
did I
I.
when I first started watching. Because it is a pretty standard. It's a standard name. Harvey's not a wild, like, out there name, right? So you're just gonna assume that that's his name. But when I saw it, I was like, "Damn, that's kind of brave putting your whole entire name out there as your handle."
I know, right?
It's not. So he's safe for now.
For now. Okay, let's get to the first question here. We could talk about anything, but so Lewis, what got you into gaming?
Okay, so when I was a kid, I was like just like any kid, I guess, didn't have games growing up. I had like puzzles and like board games and stuff.
Ooh.
But I had a hand-me-down Game Boy from one of my cousins, like original Game
like
Boy.
the giant white one.
Yeah,
I had that one.
yeah, original one. Which unfortunately I don't know where it is anymore, which is really sad.
Aw.
It's probably still at my mum's place, somewhere in a bag, lost to the ages. But after that, I didn't get myself one, but I got as a birthday present. I think it was a Game Boy Color, purple one,
Ooh, nice.
and that's really where it started. was me playing on that, like Pokemon Yellow. I had Red and Blue, but Yellow was my favorite.
Yellow was awesome. I remember like because Red and Blue were really fun. Me and my siblings play it, and
Yeah.
Yellow was just really interesting because you had a Pikachu following you. That's never happened before.
Yeah.
And there was kind of like the main theme during that time when Pokemon was really huge. I don't remember if it was after the movie or
Yeah.
before the movie, but I know like everyone was playing it.
I think the movie helped for sure, but because like, yeah, Yellow had the like unique startup animation with the surfing Pikachu, and you had like a mini game that was hidden in there, which is really kind of crazy that nobody hardly ever found, apparently. But yeah, it was that. It was like like Pokemon. Obviously, it was probably a lot of people's first game, and then I also hung out with my cousins quite a lot, and he had one of the original Xboxes, and I used to just sit there and watch him play Halo.
Ooh, the Halo days.
Yeah, like the Halo Combat Evolved, day in day out for like years. Like we would play together when I actually understood how to play those sorts of games. But it, yeah, that I think that was like sort of my step into console gaming as a whole. Was my cousin with the original Halo.
What a great starting point.
It was just nice to have someone that was into games like that to be my entry point instead of me just like finding games. Because if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have picked up gaming until much later on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm grateful for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, Halo was such a benchmark game. Like, there's nobody really thinking anything before that. So it's just like
not in terms of like FPS games. I think that was like one of the big standout. I mean, obviously there were because you had like GoldenEye on the N64 and stuff like that, which obviously helped launch the genre. But Halo was really like the next big step.
It was just so brand new because like the story was like really epic, and like the way like the combat was, and like the whole lore, and just like everything about it was just like, wow, it's actually really interesting.
Because like even if you go back now to the original Halo, it is still. I mean, obviously it's gonna feel clunky to compared to today's shooters and stuff, but it still holds up pretty well. It's still like it feels like a Halo game, like even the newer ones. But a lot of people have issue with the newer Halo games, so I won't get into that touchy subject.
How is it touchy? Like I haven't followed Halo for a while. Like I played up until Halo 3, and I played like Reach, which was really good. And then
Reach was good, yeah.
And Bungie gave it away like idiots. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, so
we'll do a separate one later, I guess, because we're gonna be talking for like 2 hours. We can talk about it now, but like I have a lot to say.
Okay, no, yeah, go for it. Sorry, I just got sidetracked into my rants about Halo.
That's fine. We'll put it on the side because then we're gonna be here until like 5 a.m. But that's okay. So Lewis, what got you into streaming?
Streaming? Okay, so I think it was weird because like obviously you had a lot of people on like the edited video sides of things that like sort of became massive role models, like how PewDiePie started out, and Markiplier, Syndicate if you want like a UK guy, Jacksepticeye. They were all like massive pillars for like edited videos, right? So this was before streaming was really a thing. You had, I think Twitch was still Justin TV when they were like at the like peak of like gaming videos and whatnot. So Twitch wasn't really like a thing at that point. So live streaming games, wasn't really known about or really a concept. But then like in the last 5-6 years, Twitch has become ginormous, and like a lot of the people that you grew up watching that did edited videos and stuff that have not like moved over, but they've kind of split their focus. Some still do videos while some have gone like fully into live streaming, but like some of them have done like both. And I think that's probably like the end goal, I suppose. But sorry, to answer your question originally, what got me into streaming was for the most part it was like youth, just because she started streaming a long time before I did, like a good 5-6 months before I did, and she seemed to be having a lot of fun with it. So I was like, I'll give it a try. I've finished university. I don't really have anything else to do. I can't get a job, so I might as well, I'm playing games in the meantime. I might as well just, see if I can get people to hang out and chat while I play. And that's pretty much where it started.
Be a full-time streamer. It's like you're playing games anyway. Might as well. Like, okay,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wish that full-time streamer was reflected in.
Oh, you never know.
Sort of
nowadays,
monetary,
you get rated by like a big streamer, like 1,000 people. Go hello.
That's all it takes. Yeah. That's all it takes.
I've seen it happen before. Just like it's so funny. We're gonna be like, oh well, we're all like small, no one really watches us. And then like, I wonder from like what will happen like 6 months from now. We have like this huge following. And it's like, remember when you said that I wish it would reflect what you're doing now? Like, look where you are now. It's so funny.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that like you need to do in the meantime. Like especially me, I need to do in the meantime to be able to get to that point, or feel like you deserve to get to that point. I see people like Metal, who is like trying super hard with like trying to keep the stream like fresh and exciting and good to watch with like the face painting stuff. And you've got like Gigi and Kissy with the community, like the community goals with like music and stuff, which is like super cool. Yeah. But not to put myself down in a way, I don't have those sorts of talents, I guess.
Well, neither do I.
The musical side of things.
You have different talents. I just want to play games. But you have your voice.
What I want to do.
You have your personality, so that's mainly the drive focus of people who show up. They like most of the time they're not even interested in what they're doing. They're interested actually just to stream themselves. Like I had a discussion with Gigi. It's like, well, I'll never get big, and people won't follow me. This is like way back when she had like 30 followers. That's when I like discovered her. Whatever. I don't think this will be a thing. I'll just do it as a side thing. Now look where she is now. She has like 200 something followers now, and like her chats are always pretty lively, and like it's just so funny when people say like, well, I don't think nothing will happen, and then something happens. Because because for me, I only follow interesting people. Because there's like something like, interest, like the personality, like they're playing. I'm very selective on who I follow and where I spend my time. Because I'm all, I want to use the best use of my time as possible.
That's true.
And the people I follow, like, oh, well, they're really cool. I mean, I can see like they're going somewhere, or like they have some sort of like unique trait that I can see that will, make them big. Like, oh, because I like to see how people grow. Because I've been doing Twitch for a while, and it's so funny to see people from where they were when I first followed them until like the future where they are now. Because everyone I've like followed and met is growing, so I'm really curious on where you'll go from this point.
I think it'll be interesting to see. I don't want to I don't want to put too much focus onto it because I feel like. I don't want to have to rely on it,
That's true. But
I'm still looking for a job, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, the thing is, just have fun. Just have fun with it. I mean, as long as you're having fun with it, everything will be fine. Because that's kind of like I'm doing. I'm just like, I just have fun with it, and people are following me. Like, oh, thank you. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, thank you for the follow and the bits. Like, you people, thank you. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with personality. Sometimes I have to be reminded. Like, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if you're bad at a game, just play the game. Like, people aren't necessarily coming for the specific game. They're coming to hang out, like, with the streamer. I'm like, okay. I know sometimes it's, it's both. Sometimes it's the game that gets them there, but it's definitely...
It's a lot that goes into
the personality that keeps people coming back.
Yeah, I think it is a big... because like that's pretty much what I said to like Youth and Gigi before, that like people aren't coming because They want to see the games that you're playing. They want to see how you play the games, and or just just to hang out in general, just to talk and chill and chat and whatnot. So I think as long as you're a good person and like to get along with, you're probably all right in that sort of instance.
Yeah, very true. I think one trait that I noticed off the bat was like your voice. It's a very unique voice, and
it's magical.
I know. I was like, he must be on the radio or something with that voice, and he just does this as a side gig or something.
No, it's like I don't mind listening to my videos back now, but when I first started, I think that goes for most people though. Like they
cringe. Oh, why did I say that? How did I say that? It's like, where's my English that day?
Yeah, it's kind of weird to hear your voice in a way that you don't hear it. Like, because when you talk, you obviously you get like the vibrations through your body, so it sounds deeper than it actually is. I think that's mainly what throws me off. Is like I listen back to my voice and I'm like, oh, I really sound like that, huh? And I appreciate that you guys think it's nice, but I don't know.
You never know.
I think most of it is probably coming from my accent. I think I have from being born in London. I don't think I have. I don't know. I think my accent's really weird. I don't know where I picked it up from, because my parents. Well, my dad's Scottish and my mom is from like Hackney, so she's got like a proper. Well, I wouldn't say Cockney voice, but it's definitely London, but mine is some weird middle ground with other weird pronunciations thrown in.
I was gonna say, you have an accent?
It's more like a lack of an accent, I think. It's some weird floaty, existing in space type accent.
I like
it doesn't
that.
Really have a ground anymore.
People say I have an accent. I was like, what are you talking about? Speaking California English.
Well, California English is an accent.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I couldn't. I don't know.
I mean, there are slight nuances.
Like, because in the UK, it's so. I think accents are so like abundant. Like, you could go 10 minutes down the road and find someone else that speaks differently. Like different, like vernacular, different like stresses on words, different pronunciations, and it's just like,
wow.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. London is absurd in the amount of different accents they have.
We definitely have differences state to state.
Yeah.
Or like different areas of the state, but not quite so condensed like that. That's pretty interesting.
No. Yeah, because one of the big ones is you've got Birmingham and Wolverhampton are really close together, and they sound similar, but if you live in Birmingham, you can tell someone's from Wolverhampton, even though it's like 15 minutes away on a train. It's kind of crazy.
How exciting!
Wow.
Variety.
Fun. It makes the world go round.
Exactly.
So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, so I'm going to move on to the next question. We go on more about that. We talk all day, pretty much. That's why we need to live stream this one day, just like talk and bring everybody in. Anyway, so where do you want to see your community go, or like the goal you wish to achieve? I know you don't have like a big following, but I'm curious to see, like, because I know you're gonna have a community pretty soon. I don't know why I think this, but it's gonna happen sooner than you think. I'm just super curious.
I think because like we've got a pretty decent community between like the Twitch fam, right? It's like we got a lot of crossover between viewers and stuff. But if you're talking like independent like following, I don't know how soon I'll get my own sort of band, but I don't really have any plans. I don't know if you've ever heard of Bruce Green. He used to be a part of Funhouse, which was a subsidiary of Rooster Teeth.
Maybe.
They used he's like he went full time into streaming. He left his like YouTube career to go into streaming full time. But he has like one of the most like wholesome communities I've ever seen. Like he doesn't like, so he has this like thing set up called like pay it forward, essentially. I mean, it's nothing new because obviously people have done it in coffee shops and stuff for years. But so like if somebody gifts a sub, he's like, pay it forward, just do something nice for like someone else. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to spend money. You could just go out and like, you know, hold a door open for someone, just do something good, you know? And it's like if somebody gifts a sub and it's like, oh, it's gifted to this person, make sure you go and do something nice for someone else. Just spread the positivity. I think that's
yeah.
He was like
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think he was one of the more influential people in me becoming like he, as much as like I look to people like you for like bringing me into the streaming like world. He was like one of the people that really convinced me that, you know, you could really have a decent following and you know be a good role model and not just be someone who plays games. You could do both, which I think is kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, that's a
I
great
love that.
idea.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's really nice, and like his whole community's like that as well. Like you'll have people just gifting subs. I mean, obviously, yeah, he profits from it, but it's done in such a way that like it makes you feel like it's not about that. Which for him, I don't think it is, because he feels like such a genuine dude, and it's just like it just, you know, it makes you want to, you know, just be a part of something, which is nice. So I don't want to like say that I want to be like him or like I want to copy that, but it's something that I'd like to emulate, or at least, you know, be close to in my own way.
That's
I think
awesome.
that's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
like stick with the spirit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
not
that.
inherently do some like not inherently do exactly what he's doing, but you know, he's his own person. He's going to do stuff his way, and I'll do stuff my way. But it's something that I would like to aspire towards, at least. But you know, he's like full-time like up there streamer, so we'll see.
Well, everyone has a beginning, and that's actually
Exactly.
a good goal to strive for, because there's not enough positivity in the world, in my opinion. It's just like everyone's just so stressed, and people like people go in day out, and ever since 2020, I think people need more positivity more than ever nowadays.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't help with like you said, people being indoors all day, doom scrolling on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Because everything just seems to be so crap at the moment. It's nice to have some getaway, at least, because that's pretty much what games have always been to me. Sometimes a bit too often than I would like.
Nothing wrong with that.
Kind of almost ruined my entire uni experience, but you know,
Oh no.
it's just stress, you know. University is a stressful situation,
Yeah.
and gaming for me was my step away from that.
Just to relax, or just take a step out of that. It's like, okay, let's just play this for the day, and we'll continue tomorrow.
Yeah, but it edged more towards uni being it lent more towards uni being the time away from gaming instead of the other way around, which wasn't the best.
Well, life's an adventure.
Yeah, it worked out. I passed, so I'm good. I'm happy.
You made it to the finish line.
Yeah, I did. So I mean,
Cool.
I'm just glad I didn't have to reset the entire year. That would have been sad.
No worries. Everything works out eventually.
Yeah,
It just takes sometimes longer than you expect it to.
I think that's one of that's been one of my I don't want to say mantras, because that sounds weird to say, But it's just always like I've always been like a chill, kind of laid back kind of person. So I've never been really one to stress out about stuff that I can't control.
That's
So,
awesome. You can't control everything, so just move along.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just like, I just go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. And for the most part, it's treated me pretty well. I haven't like had any like major downsides because I've just not, pushed back or anything. So I think it's a good way to live life, not stressing about stuff that you can't control, because it's just, you can't control them, so why bother worrying about them?
True. All right. Thank you for that answer. It was really awesome.
Yeah. Bit expansive, but alright.
Oh no, I mean, I'm always super curious on like what people have goals in mind when starting Twitch, because everyone's different, to why they started. Jesse wants to like pass on the generosity and love to like all the Twitch and channels and stuff like that, which I saw today. I think that's really cool that she does that.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a good good thing to aspire to. I think that's one of my downsides though, is that some people would say that I'm incredibly lazy, I guess would be the right word. So when it comes to being like on the ball with like helping other people out, like I don't mind if they'll come to me and like if they need help, I'll be willing to give it 100%. But going out of my way to like to search for people that want for things is it's not out of my purview, but I'm bad at it. I'm just I don't know when to get involved and when to not. So I tend to just not. So not that I like
Oh yeah.
I don't do it out of a malicious reason. It's just like I'm not a very conscientious person. So most of the time it doesn't even enter my brain.
No worries. Like,
after I switch off the stream, that's it. I'm just my brain empty.
It's like I don't like you. Unfollowed. So
no, it's nothing like that.
No,
it's nothing like that.
No worries. All right. I think Kissy had a question for you. Because I'm all done. Because I'm all done with mine at the moment.
So my question is, Lewis, should we all be concerned with how good you are at lying based on the Among Us game yesterday? Because that was, I don't know, that was some other level of like good at lying.
What specifically prompted that? Well, like what was there a specific situation?
I believe you killed me in cold blood, and then
in cold blood.
Proceeded to like very just easily get everybody to vote somebody else off. Like got the attention away from you immediately. Like, and you were like the only one that was really by me, and it was like pretty obvious. But you were just so like, oh no, I was over here doing this thing and that thing and blah blah blah. And you're just like very like confidently and very easily deceived everyone. So I guess it's two parts. One, should we be worried? And two, how do we do it?
Okay, so one, I don't think you should be worried, because in a game like Among Us, there's constraints, right, to how much you can be telling the truth. Like, you can go say that you've been doing this and whatever. There are certain like jobs that you have to do. As long as you like have some sort of if the way I play Among Us as imposter is I go around and pretend to do the tasks. I mean, I think everyone does that, but when you open your map as an imposter, it gives you the little icons for where you have to go to do tasks. So when I was like going around as imposter, I would literally just go to each task and just kill people, not on the way, because obviously, then that would lead back to me because I would be on that route. But if I saw someone going off of my trail, I would follow them, kill them, and then go back to doing my route. So I would have like a trail back of what jobs I was doing. but also not be in the way of where people died. So that's usually how I tend to play that.
Right.
I think that like answers your second question, maybe also.
Yeah, so
But-
like if we're gonna lie, make sure you cover your tracks.
At least have a yeah. So have just a sprinkling of truth in them, because that usually helps. It definitely calms you down a lot more as well, because I think a lot of people get like too hyped up when they're about to lie, and you can usually tell like Gigi like kind of laughs quite a bit.
That gives it away.
I laugh
Youth
all the
goes-
time, so
Yeah,
it
that's
works.
true.
But
Yeah.
Lewis to make
Yuki
a
was
perfect
really
lawyer.
quiet when she's imposter, so she
Yeah.
hardly says anything.
Hey, look, I was busy doing something, and it was
Uh-huh.
3 a.m.
That is true, but I mean, the times that we did play Among Us before, you would always go quiet when you were imposter. So it's still true. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I'm a little bit nonchalant. I think my personality helps when it comes to lying about stuff.
that's a
Because
good point.
I am pretty chill, so I tend not to sound like I'm like worked up about something.
Yeah, you are you do usually sound very laid back. So yeah,
Super mellow.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because like there was that one. I think it was in like one of the last couple games. I killed Evie, and I didn't have a plan for it. It was just because she was there and it was dark, and I killed her, and then her body was found immediately, and I was like, I don't have anything to say about this.
So you
So
said
I
nothing.
just had to say the truth.
Said
And,
nothing.
like, yeah, pretty much. I said what I did. Like I was on cams, and because she died near cams, and I was just like, I was on cams, but I went outside, and that's all I said, and then let everyone else argue about it. Because I didn't have a plan. Otherwise, I would have been found out.
Oh my god, I
But-
love it.
Yeah, luckily I got away with it.
The best plan ever. Don't have one.
There
No,
you
that
go.
is definitely not the best plan. That is completely opposite of what I was saying. The plan helps a lot.
I feel like I asked this to everyone, or it feels like I asked this to everyone,
Probably
but
not.
she recently did a 24-hour stream of
Mhm.
Kingdom Hearts.
Insane.
Mm.
How did you feel coming out of that?
Well, I mean, because I did it on a Saturday, right? And then on the Sunday we had our Stardew Valley party gang thing, Twitch farm. That's the one. So I was like, I started streaming 2 hours after I woke up. So by the end of the not Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, I was on like 30 hours of no sleep. After the 24 hours, I was kind of okay because I had like 4 Red Bulls, so I was kind of hopped up on that. But
Ooh,
as soon
Red
as we started playing Stardew, I crashed hard. And but the thing is, like the not sleeping part is easy. It's the like week following the not sleeping that is the rough part. Because I was like that night when I went to sleep, I had like 4 hours of sleep, woke up for like 5 hours, and then went back to bed. That could have been the remnants of the caffeine in my system, which it probably was. But then, yeah, my sleep schedule was ruined for a while after that. So, it's not fun. Like, the 24-hour stream itself is good, and, I had, like, a lot of people there, and it helped. 1, it helped me cross the 100 follower mark, and 2, it helped me cross the 50 sub goal mark. So I was, like, really appreciative of everyone that,
Hey, that's awesome.
gifted subs and donated bits and just were there in general. I think it was really, really great. It was a fun time.
What a fun adventure.
And I managed to finish Kingdom Hearts 1 in that time, so I was happy.
That game does take a while.
Yeah, it took a lot longer than I was expecting because I had both Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 lined up for it, but I only managed to get like an hour of gameplay out of Kingdom Hearts 2. It took me 23 hours to beat the first game.
Which is so much to do and collect. It's just
Yeah, to be fair, I wasted a lot of time because I stayed in areas a little bit longer than I should have, and I got lost a few times as well, which didn't help. But for the most part, I think I could have skipped the cutscenes, right? That would have saved me like 2 hours at least
Yeah.
of not having to watch cutscenes. But I enjoyed the games. I enjoy the story, so that's why I'm playing them. I'm not playing them to like speedrun them or anything. I'm playing them because I want to play them.
Next plan
So
is
I'd rather not.
get speedrun
Next
them.
plan.
Get speedrun Kingdom Hearts.
I probably could now that I know what I'm doing, but I don't know. Like, as much as I appreciate the speedrunning community, I don't think I'll ever be a part of it. Not really.
Yeah.
It's just not what I play games for, you know.
Them in 1 hour.
It's like because you have to learn so much about perfect runs. I mean, you could research that by watching other people play it, but I just prefer to take my time with games and just play them how I want to play them.
Exactly.
I think is the main part. Because like everyone, like Youth does a different game every day because he switches between games per stream. So
Yeah, my attention span is short.
yeah, I probably could do that, but I stick with one game until I'm finished with it, and I think that's what I'm happy with doing. I enjoy doing that.
Makes sense.
I like playing games and I like finishing them. So that's what I tend to do.
Gotta finish that backlog anyway.
Yeah, there is that also, which I still have yet to write up. It gives me anxiety every time I think about it, so I haven't done it yet.
I haven't either. It's like, oh, I was trying to finish Final Fantasy 13 before this year ends.
13 felt so long, to be fair.
It feels super long. I don't know why. I think it's just the way it's made. It's part of it, and just
because like I was like 40 hours deep in it, and you're about that far before you even get to the world map, I think.
Yeah. The world map is so sad. I thought it'd be more adventurous. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Because like I got to the world map and I was like, wait a second. In Final Fantasy games, this usually comes very early in the game, and it wasn't early in the game. It was a very long time into the game, and it made me very sad.
The direction they had with it I don't know. It kind of failed in my eyes. I guess it's too linear, and then it just I don't know. I mean, the characters are awesome. The story is really interesting. I need to finish it, but it's just it took away the Final Fantasy part, I guess.
It felt very different from other Final Fantasy games. I agree. I did like the characters though. I think what was his name? Saz.
Saz
dude
is
with
funny.
the afro.
Yeah,
he's one of the best characters hands down.
He's funny.
He is not utilized enough outside of Final Fantasy 13, which is very sad.
Oh, that makes me sad. Like, am I going to see him in the next ones? We'll find out.
Well, I never played 13-2 or Lightning Returns. So, wait, they were different games, right? 13-2 wasn't Lightning Returns?
I don't know. I think it's on the same plot line, I think. I don't know how to get to that. So I plan to get there when I'm done with 13. Because I don't like playing out of order as much as possible.
No.
It drives me insane. I need to know what happened beforehand, like, to make sense. Because they bring up stuff from the past one, like, well, but I wasn't there for that. But
yeah. But I think one of the like main draws for me for like Final Fantasy games is always the side stories.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just I like how I'm doing right now with Kingdom Hearts 2. Just doing everything in a game is just it scratches that productivity itch for me, but not in real life, where it would probably be more useful. You know, I get my dopamine rush from video games instead of real life situations.
Nothing wrong with that.
For now.
For now. Well, thank you very much for being here, Mr. Lewis, and thank you for the rest of the Twitch fam for being here.
I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see everyone in the next episode.